In this episode of Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor, you're going to understand the difference between living your purpose and your passion. Sometimes the passion doesn't pay the bills. Are you ready? If so, let's go. It's time to get drastic.
With Toni Harris Taylor, Toni Harris Taylor, Drastic Results. Oh yeah, Toni Harris Taylor, yeah.
Welcome to the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show. Today we're going to talk about your purpose versus your passion. My guest today is Miss Roberta Ravella of Ravella Coaching Group. Roberta coaches realtors and loan officers to their success. But when I said, Roberta, why are you passionate about what you do? She said, Toni, I hate that word passion. I was like, what? Everybody says do your passion. And she said, that's why I don't like the word. It is highly overused, and what people are passionate about won't necessarily pay their bills. She said, I help people find their purpose and live their purpose. So my question to you is, are you living your purpose? I feel like that my purpose, I'm truly living my purpose and my passion. And I believe you really score when you understand and can live and make money doing both of the things that you love the most. My purpose is to help people to take drastic steps so that they are better than they were before they met me. My passion is being that resource and connector and helping people to build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. My question to you is, are you living your purpose and your passion? In order to figure that out, you probably need to do some inside reflection, some journaling, some praying, some meditating. But once you understand you are living your purpose, then you can live it with passion. When we come back, you're going to meet my guest, Roberta Ravella, and she's going to share with you her success principles that are going to help you live your purpose, and I'm going to help you live with passion. We'll be right back.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
This is Toni Harris Taylor, international speaker, marketing and sales coach, owner of Network in Action franchise, TV talk show host. I help entrepreneurs get known, get connected, get paid to make six figures and beyond. This is Toni Harris Taylor.
She got me really motivated.
I learned something that I could immediately put to use.
Register today to get the connections you need to succeed.
Realtors. Has the hot real estate market convinced your customers that they don't need to pay for your expertise? Anybody can sell a house these days, right? If you're frustrated defending your price as an expert realtor, I'm here for you. My name is Roberta Ravella with Ravella Coaching Group. I help you effectively communicate your value without begging or bragging or spending hours on social media. If you are ready to eliminate hustling for value while still helping your sellers and buyers meet their goals, all while still enjoying your life, schedule a discovery session here at robertaravella.com.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Welcome back. We have my special guest, Miss Roberta Ravella with Ravella Coaching Group out of Florida. Roberta used to live in Houston, and we met through networking through a women's financial organization, and we became fast friends. And now she is doing some big things, and I want to welcome Roberta to the stage. Roberta, welcome, and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
My name obviously is Roberta Ravella. I am a business coach for realtors, specifically and for mortgage people who are either sales or branch managers and trying to differentiate themselves out there in the business world and communicate their value.
Love that. So, how long have you been coaching and what's your background?
So I've been coaching, 2019, I started my LLC, was coaching a little bit before that. So a couple of years in now. Before that, I was in mortgage sales for 20 years.
Okay, so that's the attraction to the real estate industry because you have a background in being a loan officer for many, many years. Well, since you've experienced the ups and downs of the real estate market, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've seen the transitions that realtors and loan officers go through. So, why are you passionate about helping them?
Well, I think we talked about this before. I have a few words that are not my favorite words, and passion is one of them. I think that some people are very passionate about things. Obviously, we see that. But for a lot of people, there's also something different. I like to call it purpose. And I don't really think it's a passion for me. It's more of a purpose because of what I went through as a loan officer. I can see so many mistakes that I made that if someone would have helped me see better and do better, I would have had, made maybe the same amount of money or more money, but I would just had a lot better time doing it. So I think that's my purpose more than my passion.
So, let's explore this word passion a little bit more and why it is one of your I'll call it a prick word, right? When you hear it, it pricks you. So why is that?
I think because you hear so many people say, if you find your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. Or, I blame Oprah a little bit because she had millions, people following her that were seeing people on her show that went from a miserable corporate life to, making Spanx or lipsticks or wrote a book and whammo, their whole life was 100% wonderful from then on because they found their passion. So I think it's so much more than that. Like you can be passionate about something that you don't get paid for. Like a charity or your church or art that you never let anybody see, but you work and do what you want to do in your life to support that. You could be passionate about your family. Well, that's not a source of income. It has nothing to do with never working a day in your life. I think when we find our purpose and we truly connect with the work that we were meant to do, you get passion from that, sure. But purpose is deeper. Passion can be fleeting. I was pretty passionate about a few boys in my 20s that I certainly am glad I lost passion for. It can be such a fleeting thing. And it can be a misnomer. Now, for some people, they are just passionate people.
Right.
Oprah seems to be a passionate person. Elizabeth Gilbert, she's a passionate person, but just not everybody is. I think we can find our passion outside of paid work. I think we can also live inside of a purpose that brings us sometimes deeper satisfaction.
I really love that perspective because passion is one of those words like love that's highly overused. And there are a lot of people, like you said, that are passionate about something that they can't make any money at. And I get that all the time. People want to, help youth, troubled youth, and they're passionate about that. But nobody's going to pay you for that per se. And so we have to find our purpose and learn how to make money at our purpose so we can fuel our passion. I love your perspective on that, and thank you for sharing. When we come back from break, we're going to hear your story. I know you have a drastic step story, and I know it's one that many entrepreneurs can identify with. And so when we come back, I want you to share that story. We'll be right back with more from Roberta Ravella.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Did you know that 76% of warm referrals actually close? Are you getting all the referrals that you want? My name is Toni Harris Taylor, and I am the community builder with Network in Action Northeast Houston. I bring business owners together to help them to build relationships to bring each other more leads. If you're interested in getting more leads for your business, contact me at nianortheasthouston.com.
If life happened today, such as critical injury, in illness, or if you developed coronavirus and it was really severe and/or hospitalized and can't work, what do you have to fall back on? Hi, I'm Mia White at Master Wealth Financial Group. Let me show you how to protect your greatest asset, which is you. Let me ask you a question. When you think of life insurance, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Death. Life insurance is what it is, life insurance. So when life happens, you have your wealth to fall back on instead of waiting for death to happen. Don't wait until tomorrow to protect your greatest asset when tomorrow's not promised. Start building your legacy and leaving your wealth to your family at Master Wealth Financial Group. For more information on how life insurance has been a sacred cash cow for over 107 years and how you can build your wealth, contact me at Mia White at masterwealthfinancialgroup.com or call 1-877-742-4887.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
We're back. Before we went to break, Roberta was telling us her perspective on passion, and now we want to hear about the time she lost her passion, which is probably why she has this perspective. So Roberta, tell us your drastic step story.
Okay. So, as I told you earlier, I was in the mortgage business for quite some time. And most of that time I was in Northern Virginia, originating loans there. And I met my sweet husband in 2012. We got married in 2014. We sold my house in 2015, and we moved from Virginia, where I'd been for 20 years, to Houston, Texas. So I'd already been struggling a bit in the business, just really burnt out and trying to find a different way of doing things. I had started coaching and was just really fighting with the business that I had built. So when we moved to Houston, it was an opportunity for me to kind of start over and try and build a better business for myself. So I went through that process and learned a lot about my values, my strengths, how I wanted to be in the marketplace. I remember someone asking me that, and I'd never been asked that before. And I'm like, aren't I a loan officer who makes money in the marketplace? And he was like, no, that's not what I mean. Like, who do you want to be? And I was like, gosh. And I just gotten to that place in my business that I was struggling to enjoy it. And I told myself, I'll never forget this. I was driving around a traffic circle in the Woodlands, and someone called me for a pre-approval. And I just didn't want to answer the phone. And I said to myself, Roberta, you cannot half-ass this. Nobody deserves that. They are buying a house. And if you can't put 100%, you have to stop doing this. So at that point, I talked to my coach. We had quite a few nice existential conversations. And she just said to me one day, she's like, why are you doing stuff you hate doing? Why are you doing all this stuff you don't want to do? It's time to stop and find out what it is that you really want to do. So the first drastic step I took, Toni, was to buy a pretty expensive Facebook class with Perry Marshall for writing and managing Facebook ads, because I thought to myself, well, maybe I can find better clients, and if nothing else, I can learn how to advertise for mortgage people on social media. I spent the better part of that class Googling terms under the table that I had no idea what they were talking about. So that opened my eyes to the whole copywriting world and writing world, and how you can attract the client that you're looking for through telling stories and how you present yourself. So it's kind of going back to who you want to be in the marketplace. Well, once you know, you can present yourself in that way and attract the kind of people that build a business you want to answer the phone for. Yeah, so I went through that transition. I came out of that Facebook class and decided I don't know why this was a surprise to me, that I'm terrible at analytics, right? I don't know if you know any good salespeople that are also good at analytics, but I would be surprised. But I did enjoy all the writing and the creativity of it. So I took another class that was going to be for copywriting.
Okay.
And the lady asked us to do what's called a 30 for 30. So for 30 days, you email some friends that will answer, will read you what you're going to write. And for 30 days, she sent us a prompt every morning, and she wanted us to write a story to our email list, but not a business story, personal stories.
So can I jump in here real quick?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So you had a business that you really disliked, and then you took the drastic step to turn it around so that now you coach and help people who might be in that same situation that you were in to come out of that through storytelling and understanding their value, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. So you took a negative and then turned it into a positive, something that is more your purpose, not your passion, more your purpose to be able to help others to find their purpose. Did I get that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now you have a podcast, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that.
So I have a podcast with my co-host Daphne Jones, which is actually how we met. Daphne invited me to a networking group in Houston that you used to run. And Daphne and she'd been doing podcasting off and on. It's not something I ever thought I would get into, but then we had gone to this conference and they were talking about, if you have an idea that you need to jump in the market, like if it's a really good idea, don't sit on it, for all the reasons not to, right? So I said to Daphne, I'm like, let's start a podcast. She's like, okay. So we took a podcasting course, which I highly recommend because there's so many technical things that we would never have known. And Lord knows you don't want to find some of that stuff out the hard way. But also they helped us to dial in on our audience and get our graphics done, get everything set up. So by the time we were ready to record, which was only a few weeks into the course, it was clean and professional looking.
Okay, so when we come back, we're going to talk about the podcast, the name of it, where people can find it. And then I want you to give a couple tips to realtors and loan officers to help them to live their purpose in their business. We'll be right back with more Roberta Ravella.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Are you a busy business owner that feels invisible and you are not making the money you deserve? My name is Toni Harris Taylor with Drastic Results Coaching. I'm a leading marketing and sales coach who teaches service-based entrepreneurs how to magnetically attract their ideal clients to make more money now. If you are ready to get drastic results in your business, contact Toni at 713-387-9273. Remember, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
We're back. Before the break, Roberta was starting to tell us about her podcast. Did you notice what she said? She met Daphne at a networking event They had a one-to-one, began to collaborate. Now they have a podcast. What's the name of the podcast, Roberta?
It is called Grown Women Growing Wealth.
Love that. Grown Women Growing Wealth. So where can they listen to the podcast?
We are on anywhere you get your podcasts: Spotify, Pandora, Apple, YouTube. We're on the whole deal.
So if someone wants to be a guest on the podcast, who's an ideal guest and who's an ideal listener for your podcast?
Well, the Grown Women obviously designates women of a certain age, growing wealth, people who are entrepreneurs that are trying to grow their business. Most of our listeners are women who are in their second iteration. So they were in corporate, or like me, they were in mortgage sales for how many years? Daphne was in IT for 20 years. And for whatever reason, she was laid off. I left. We started our entrepreneurial journey, and we're looking to help those women, because for Daphne and for myself, there were a lot of things we just plain didn't know. Jumping into entrepreneurship, you think, oh gosh, I'm darn good at coaching realtors and she's great at finances. Well, there's a lot of business things that go in and around that. So those are our perfect listeners.
Okay.
And for guests, someone who would service those listeners. So we've had everything from, we just had a Facebook expert on who is amazing. We just interviewed a CPA who helps people to go through their money story and figure out why they're making money mistakes. So any and all around that. You were on the show for helping us learn to network better.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. And I love it. Grown Women Growing Wealth. Excellent. So let's transition now, because I want to ask you a question. One of the things you teach realtors is not to negotiate their commissions down, to know their value. So what are the challenges for realtors and loan officers when it comes to knowing their value?
Toni, I think the biggest challenge that has been communicated to me from my clients has been they confuse features and benefits.
Mm-hmm.
A feature is I have 20 years experience. A feature is I listen well. A feature is I'm going to do 2 open houses, take professional photographs, have a 3D video. A feature is you can apply for this mortgage on my app.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And features, as we know, are easily copied.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
if you're in an apples and apples comparison, price always wins.
Yes.
So to become an orange, you talk about your benefits. Does anybody really want a mortgage? No. What's the benefit of that mortgage? What is the benefit of going to you, loan officer, that they're not going to get from anybody else? Same with the realtor. And I tell you where to find it. The easiest spot is to dig into your reviews. I just did this with a realtor a few weeks ago, and she was just floored when we dug through her reviews and saw what people said about her. It was emotional because the way she helps people, of course, there's, she communicated well,
Right.
things like that. But people saying she had my back the whole time. Well, you can't put a price tag on that. Like, you can put a price tag on professional photographs. Google knows how much that costs.
Right.
But what is the value of somebody? I'm going in as a buyer in this crazy market, and I've got somebody who has my back the whole time. That's what I was looking for.
I love how you helped her to see her value by digging into her reviews. Let's start with, you got to have reviews in order to dig into them. And so, but you said a mouthful. Ask your previous clients what they loved about working with you, and that will help you to create your value proposition. Well, listen, we are almost out of time. Time really does fly on these segments. So tell everyone how they can get in contact with you.
They can reach me. It's just my name, robertaravella.com. That's RobertaRavella.com. That's also my email address, roberta@robertaravella.com. I do offer a complimentary consultation. So you can book right there, grab a spot, and we can chat about what it is you need and how I can help you communicate your value so you can stop price competing.
I love it. Thank you so much. And Roberta is a sponsor of the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show. So you will see her commercials. You'll hear me shout her out. And I appreciate you trusting me with your business to help you to grow. Roberta, thank you so much for your time. I love you. And we will continue to help realtors and loan officers and other business people to grow their wealth. When we come back, you will hear my final thoughts.
Thanks, Toni.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Let's be honest. Making a lukewarm marketing video is fairly simple. But who wants lukewarm marketing? Instead, how about something that conveys your unique message? Well, that takes creativity, and creative is what we are. We design custom logos. We even offer professional print services. Our goal is to showcase how good your idea is, no matter what your product is. Whether it's social media marketing for a new author or the artwork for the book itself, we can help. You've created a new app and need a TV commercial to show it to the world. We can help.
Now they're Stork Advisor.
If you're a photographer trying to show off your work in a unique way, we can help. Need a promo for your TV show? We can help with that too.
It's Couch Time with Sonia.
We're an artistic bunch and we love the creative process. We're not trying to be the best in Houston. We're trying to be the best for you.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Welcome back. Wasn't that a great conversation with Roberta about your passion versus your purpose? Roberta had to make some adjustments because her passion was failing her and she had to find her purpose. Sometimes the drastic step is pivoting and reevaluating your purpose. Thank you so much, Roberta, for sharing your story. Don't forget to support our sponsors, the producers of this show, choice1mediagroup.com. They're amazing at their production. Also, I'd love for you to support my other sponsor, Miss Mia White. She wrote the book on life insurance. And life insurance is not death insurance. It's here for while you're living. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to share the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show and subscribe on YouTube. I would surely appreciate that. This is Toni Harris Taylor saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. Bye.